Welcome back to Quarantine Apologetics, defending the faith while under lockdown. Uh, I'm I noticed something with the news in my province, plus the news in the States and other places too. They're starting to slowly open back up. So the days of Quarantine Apologetics may be numbered, but I will be. If this series ends, I will be producing more content. Believe you me. Today, I want to show you guys how I do my research. Now, there's a lot of ways to do it. Like, say, back in the day, I was reading a book. This is uh, The History of the Church in 7 Books by Socrates of Constantinople. This is how I used to do it. I used to take a page and write down all my notes on here. And you know what happens? I can't find the pages anymore. So I've stopped doing that. What I do now, and I've been doing this for some time, is I use a cue card. A cue card. For example, The History of the Church in 7 Books. It's church history from about 310 or so to about 440 or something like that. I don't know the exact years, but it's around then. And like, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Like, it talks about the beliefs of the Novatians, the Manichaeans. There's a ton of good arguments for papal supremacy here too in this book. Like a lot of Protestants will say, oh, papacy didn't exist in its current form until the Council of Chalcedon in 451. This is actually a good argument against that. There's a ton of good evidence in this book. But the point is, I need to know where that stuff is. I need to know where it is, and I have to have it easy. So if you went to my bookshelf, this is about 10% of my books. I have way more than this. So if you go to a shelf of mine and you see, if you take out a book, you will find these cue cards tucked in the first page or two. Most books have one, but the odd book has two. And like, it's so clean because you don't notice it. It's at the ready. Normally, most people can remember what book they got something from, but it's a lot harder to remember exactly what page it's on. That's why the cue cards. I write the page down, and then I write, for example, page 16, Arianism caused outsiders to mock the church. Page 37, Novatians opposed confession to a priest. Page 52, Manichaeans denied free will. Page 78, papal supremacy. Page 84, papal supremacy. Good, I wrote good next to it, so it's obviously a good argument. Page 87, papal supremacy. Page 114, Palestinian Jews rebelled. Page 124, Pope Liberius didn't sign the confession upon return. And more on the back. And I do this for all my books. Like, I showed you clips of Jay Dyer, how he has all the tabs, and there's people that mark up their pages, and like, no, that's pointless. That's pointless. What you need to do is just buy cue cards. You can buy like a pack of 100 for a couple bucks. They're cheap. And you need the cue card and a pen, and you're good to go. And then, again, once it's done, you place it in here, and it goes back on the shelf. And I do this for all my books. Look at this, Hilaire Belloc, How the Reformation Happened. Oh, I got my cue card in here. Catholic Republic by Tim Gordon. Oh, there's a cue card. The First 7 Ecumenical Councils. Their history and theology. Oh, look at that, a cue card. So that is the best way to do research, in my opinion. Don't mark up your books. Don't write it down on a paper and keep it somewhere. Use a cue card method. That's what I think anyway, and it has really helped me. If you guys have your own method, feel free to write it in the comments. And if you don't have a method, I'd consider doing cue cards. They're golden. You know, our mums and grandmas used to put all these recipes on them, but they've got other uses as well. So yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're staying healthy, and pray the rosary, and God bless.